The Unreal Engine 4 is very powerful for games and developers. What does it bring to a football game?
Well, right out of the box, you're going to achieve a level of fidelity that you're just really not going to be able to get anywhere else. So, I mean, we're extremely happy with Unreal. They're just the best, right? Like they have, like you look at their stuff and you're like, man, like if you're looking to do a game, right, especially a next generation game, you have to pick Unreal. Like I believe anyway. Maybe I'm just probably because I love them so much, but I really do. Like they for years and years and years have consistently being able to outperform in every single way. And most games, like, I mean, I loved all their games, Unreal Tournament, Gears of War, everything else. I mean, what they were able to do on last gen, I mean, compare that now, right? So they're always a step ahead, and when they helped create Metal, right? When they did this whole thing, it really sort of their vision to open up those doors for developers where, I mean, just in line with everything we believed in, right? They went to the bleeding edge, they cut out that whole layer, they got it right down to the hardware, and it's a powerful tool. And yeah, and of course they use new things like Blueprint, materials, like we're able to do so much more stuff, right? So, right. And right out of the box too, it has like Oculus support already. You can already start testing things automatically. So the environments they create for you, to be able to get your project up and running really quickly.
Right.
And then test things out, right? So it's like, the camera changes. We're trying it. It's like, okay, what if it's like this? What if we let people edit it this way? And so the tools are just, second to none.
Excellent. So you mentioned tools. What of the Euphoria engine software that's in the Unreal 4 engine?
I can't talk about that. Yeah.
Oh,
so we have a mixture of things, but yeah.
Okay, awesome,
yeah.
Awesome. That's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Online sports games seem to have a balance issue, meaning like exploits and developers kind of feeding into like a casual market for competitive gaming. How can Joe Montana football balance this?
So I think again, one of the things that allows us to take chances on, games are very hard. You need to maximize the impact and the reception and everything. I mean, it used to be, for us, we were able to take a lot more chances and say, you know what, we need to get down to the essence of football. We need to get it down to a pure sense. Mm-hmm. And we need to build off from there and just let the chips fall where they may. So create the most authentic experiences you can, and build from there. And, stepping into, I guess people call it arcadey or something like that. Right. Obviously, being able to pick up something and being able to play it, it makes it easier for people to onboard, I guess. Right? But there's that term, easy to learn, hard to master. Right?
Yeah, I love that term. I'm so glad you said that.
So all the greatest games, the greatest games that we've possibly ever played were easy to learn, but extremely hard to master.
Yes.
And when you mastered it, you felt like you were accomplished. So when you played you played 2K5, right? It's like, it's pretty overwhelming. But when you mastered that, man, you really felt that you accomplished something. And that's the way our minds work too. We want to accomplish a skill and we want to do it perfectly. So we're not, we're definitely not afraid, and we're definitely going to stretch it. We'll create the simulated experience, but we want a level of complexity that where when you feel like you've mastered this, you feel like you've actually accomplished something.
Right.
Than just like, you're like, oh, I'll just throw it up and, whatever.
Gotcha.
Right? So, and I think that's the other thing that's a very big flaw. We realize that nobody ever really teaches you football, right? Like, what do coverages really mean? So anyone that picks this up will say, here's where, what does a 3-4 actually do? Like, What does it actually defend? And then just rushing at, doing this, or like, what are these different sets meant to do? Look for this if you see, this, right? So we have this layer of it where, like, one of my favorite aspects of 2K was they showed you like where your percentages were, in like your passing, your short passing, this, like what were you doing well in, and like actual analytics,
Exactly.
Right? Like
Yes.
when you provide people with data saying, man, I'm not really good at the short, like short, like what's
Right.
going wrong with me, right? Is it my team? Do I want to build more toward a ground and pound, or do I want to go more for an air attack? Like where are my stats? Analytics for us is really powerful. So what happens if we give you an exact breakdown of your tendencies, right? I know I'm actually a super dork, so I play with the idea of using a neural network to analyze data sets from tons of data sets from all of our plays, and then seeing if we could, obviously the worst thing about AI they'll just cheat, right?
Of course.
They know your set will do this, and they'll just instantly counter it. But the fun thing is that you're going to be able, we want to give people analytical tools that tell them, but also in a way that isn't overwhelming, right? So you don't want too many pie charts and anything like that. So I think 2K did just a stellar job on just saying, wow, I'm actually very effective here, and I'm not very effective here, and I need to improve here. But how do I actually improve? What does running this sort of ground and pound do? Does it allow me to do this? Does my guard need to pull this way? Do I need to do this? And it's it actually teaches you the game of football.
Wow.
So, because in the essence, it's like teaching somebody baseball, right? Or teaching someone, I think in a lot of reasons why countries, American sports have been able to spread into so many, basketball is huge in Asia, baseball, massive, Japan, they love baseball. And this huge American sport. But, football is very complex.
Very,
right?
yes.
And I'm actually incredibly amazed by when people in the community, they'll call, when I was watching SFL, they'll call a good play and a bad play, instantly.
Right.
My father used to do that. It'd be like penalty, offsides. And I'm like, what? How did you know that, right? He'd be like, oh, I saw the guy yank on his finger. He would already, it was kind of frustrating because we watched every game. He'd call pretty much every penalty. He's like, oh, that's a penalty. I'm like, what? And it's like, penalty. I was like, what? So, but yeah, it's the learning curve for it is a nightmare for a lot of games.
People, yes.
A lot of people, it's just I have no clue. So yeah, we want to help on those with.
Excellent, excellent.